How much of this downgrade is down to the trade tactics of the President of the United States?
Clearly, a big portion of the downward trend is due to increased uncertainties in the market. Those uncertainties are holding back investments and so on and so forth. And the investments, of course, dampen the numbers for trade. To a large extent, I think the U.S.-China tensions are the main source of that. Of course, there are other elements as well. Brexit, of course, is part of that, but not so much. The biggest chunk of the uncertainty in the market that we see today is due to the U.S.-China tensions.
Okay. Mr. Director General, what we understand now is that the EU-United States trade talks have hit an impasse, that we are not proceeding at this point in time. If those trade talks were to deteriorate further and we were to see tariffs being applied to the car sector, to the auto sector, how much lower do you think that 2019 number would be?
Significantly lower, I believe, because at this point in time, expectations in the market are that tensions are not going to be increasing anymore, that the U.S.-China conversations are going potentially in a good direction, and therefore the escalation of the tensions there is going to be withheld. So if we have other significantly disturbing signs in the market, which would include other players as well. So autos would include possibly Japan, the EU, Korea. That is going to send some jitters in the market, and the impact can be felt in a significant way.
How much of the story that we're experiencing at the moment that is responsible for the downgrades that you have put out today do you think are temporary, i.e. are resolvable? And how much of this do you think is now going to become a permanent feature of the trading landscape?
Difficult to tell. It is clear that some of the underlying factors that surround the conversation and the tensions that we see out there are not easy to resolve. Some of that is, I would say, particularly in terms of taking care of trade deficits and certain deals to buy more or provide further and more and increased market access. Others that relate to more structural issues in the economy, those may be tougher to handle, and that may get these tensions going for quite some time. But it's truly very difficult to predict. Those two sides, they're talking to each other. I think they have the response better than we do.